Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live watch long show on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie, and I'm your host for this evening. Apologies for the slight delay. I was having some technical issues, but we are here live and kicking. And as I can already see, Liverpool are 1-0 up, so I've missed the goal. I see the goal score was to Bosley, so I'll have to check out how he scored that goal. Frimpong with the cross. So what I'll do in the meantime, I'll go through the lineups because I haven't even seen who's starting. I've literally just logged on right now. So let's bring it up. Mhm. Mm. So Google, I haven't been really friendly with the presentation of starting lineups because they've kept it very old school. But nonetheless, I'll still present it for you guys, so I know who is playing today. Kaiser to Jones, ping pong. So here we go. So we've got Mamadashvili in goal, Robertson, Van Dijk, Frimpong, and Gomez. And then you've got Szoboszlai, McAllister, Chiesa, Jones, Ryan Gamoa, and Gakpo. So positive as we get to see Ryan Gamoa as well as Chiesa starting a game for Liverpool, which is a very rare sight, but a very welcome sight if you ask me. So that's a positive. And yeah, you get to see the likes of Joe Gomez playing in the team as well as Robertson, who's been in and out of the lineup. So it should be a good squad. Should be a good game as well, hopefully. In terms of the bench, we've got a strong bench. We've got Allison, Endo, Konate, Kirkes, Verts, Ekatike. Good to see Ekatike back in the squad again after being injured for the last few weeks. Groundberg, Tredioli, and Calvin Ramsey completing the bench there. So yeah, decent selection there. So let's see how Liverpool perform today. Can they progress into the next round, which is the fourth round of the FA Cup? Only time will tell. Right now, we've got one foot in the fourth round as we are 1-0 up. Good turn of pace there from Rio on the left hand side. Van Dijk. So Liverpool haven't completely rotated the squad. They've gone very strong. Rio. Oh, not sure what he was trying to do there. End up passing to the Barnsley player, sorry. Decent cross shot there, wherever that was supposed to be. From Barnsley, they have a corner kick now. Oh, decent shot there. Van Dijk on the ball right now. You try to see Szoboszlai and McAllister in the double pivot, and then Jones as your advanced eight there. Gakpo through the middle. Kiers on the right. Rion Gamo on the left. Frimpong playing at right back, and let's be honest, that's going to be a role he's going to have to play more so than not, even if it's planned or not, because Conor Bradley unfortunately is out for the rest of the season. Do Liverpool go into the market again? I'm a right back. I doubt it, but it would be the wise thing to do. Good clearance there by Frimpong. Jones. Nice pass from McAllister. Back to Jones. Gakpo through on goal. Jones, can he shoot? He tries to, but I think Gakpo got the last touch there. Got comment from Ozzie. I think Ozzie as always. Ozzie was chatting to Xavi Alonso. Yeah, apologies. I was on the phone to man like Xavi. just to give him some kind words, like, oh, give a bit of vote confidence that you shouldn't really underestimate your ability. You're a great coach, and I'll try and pull some strings and try and get you the Liverpool job. That's the plan. That's the aim. I might be Florian Wirtz's agent, but I might try and help Xavi Alonso return home as well. So that's the plan right now. And obviously, Javi, how he can unlock his class games this season? Yeah, look, they built a formidable relationship at Bayer Leverkusen. So let's try and bring it back, bring the band back together, as they say, with Frimpong, Wirtz, and Javi Alonso. So yeah, it should be a welcome sight. So yeah, we'll definitely be talking about the Javi Alonso rumor. And it's funny because when I saw the scoreline yesterday, I thought there's no way, and I know that's not me wanting to get sacked. Of course, that's not a nice thing to say, but I thought there's no way he keeps his job because the way Real Madrid are, they're very cutthroat, and with his position always being on the on the edge or him treading on thin ice. I always thought that maybe his days are numbered, but apparently he was given a vote of confidence, and I was like, that's a bit peculiar. And then behold, in the evening, we were told that he's been sacked. So, and then you've already got a replacement in Alvaro Arbeloa, who I mentioned a couple of months ago as well. That's the person that they've already earmarked as his replacement internally. So yeah, look, it's let's see what happens. You already know who my first choice is. I wanted Xabi Alonso way back when when Klopp got sacked before we appointed Slot. I always felt like Xabi Alonso was our first choice at the time. But of course, he decided to stay on at Bayer Leverkusen and then in the end moved over to Real Madrid. But I would be over the moon if he is our new manager. But let's wait and see. Let's hold our horses there. I'm hoping more than anything else. But I just hope, the owners react fast. And the timing could have been perfect. Could have been more perfect, in my opinion, because you've got Chelsea, who are, of course, looking for a manager. They've got Liam Resvenwall right now. Um, and they're not in the market for a manager. Manchester United, I think they're close to appointing, is it Michael Carrick? Before, I believe there was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but now I've heard that it's Michael Carrick. So, of course, I don't think they would have a chance to get a Liverpool legend like Xabi Alonso as their manager anyway. And plus, they want to go with someone that has a United DNA. So, clearly, Xabi Alonso doesn't have that. So, there aren't many clubs looking for managers right now. So, this is a perfect opportunity for us to take advantage. And this is the moment I think FSG will probably would have been waiting for, where I believe I don't know, I'm guessing here, but I don't think they'll be happy with what Liverpool doing this so far this season in terms of where we are, where we're positioned, considering how much money we spent. This is not the return that they expected. So they would have had a list of managers that they would have wanted to take over eventually, whenever it got to that point. So that's why I feel like the main man is available now. That I truly believe that Jamie Alonso is probably top of their list. So if he's available, you have to go and get him. So let's hope that is the case. Abdul, we got Abdul. He says, big up Ozzie, assalamu alaikum. How are you? Welcome to you, Abdul. I'm doing okay. Bit under the weather today, but yeah, otherwise all good. Thank you very much. Hope you're well. He says Liverpool 1, Barnsley 0. We need Xabi Alonso to Liverpool. Sack on the slot. Smash the like and subscribe button. You never walk alone. Big up. That is exactly how I feel inside that right now as well. Um, Regardless of today's result, I don't think it really matters. I feel like Liverpool need to be proactive and do the right thing. Dismiss Arnold from his duties and bring Xabi Alonso home. That's what we need to do in this coming days. I just said, did you watch the Giant the movie? I haven't watched it yet. But if you watched it, let me know. Obviously, don't give too much details, but yeah, it's a movie that I've been wanting to watch because I saw the trailer for it. I think I saw it about a couple of months ago, and I'm a big Prince Nassim fan. He is probably the reason why I got into boxing. Just in terms of domestically, definitely. And I think, of course, in terms if you look at outside the UK, obviously Muhammad Ali would be like a historic icon when you learn about boxing. But at the time when I was growing up, Mike Tyson was the guy as well. But for me, it was Prince Steve that really got me into boxing. So yeah, so definitely a movie that I want to watch. I know there's been a bit of a controversy in terms of his opinions about his former coach, but regardless, I'm very intrigued to watch it. So yeah, it's definitely on my list for movies I want to watch uh, this month, hopefully. Yeah. Well, as that says, FSG needs to be brave and not second guess the appointment. Ozzy, I totally agree with you. And I genuinely believe that is the man that they wanted to replace Jurgen Klopp all those years ago. I really do. So for me, I just hope they do the right thing. I really do. It would be the perfect time to get him on board. I know people say, well, look, maybe just let Slot run his season and, we could get Alonso at the end of the season because technically he's available, right? But unless Xabi Alonso says that, he wants a little bit of a break, which I guess he's entitled to, then that's fine. But I need the club to make sure that he is the next coach next season. But that's the minimum. Right now, I would want him to be the coach was. But if he's not, then we've missed the trick there, unfortunately. But let's see. Early days, of course, the announcement was just made a few hours ago, so hopefully we get some further updates very, very soon. They can't wait until the end of the season because Xavi will have found another suit already. But that's what I'm thinking. Who would be a potential suitor for him right now? I don't think there's many clubs, if I'm being honest with you. So I don't know to be honest with you. Like Chelsea and United would have been the ones that I would be worried about. Man City, if Pep decides to go, maybe. But I feel like if he's going to join a British team, or English team, I think it will be Liverpool. I don't see him joining anyone else. So I'm not saying that should be an excuse for Liverpool to not move fast, but you would say it would favour Liverpool to appoint Xabi Alonso in the near future. So that's how I see it, to be honest with you. Once the man gave up his eligibility to fight in Vietnam because he said he's got no problems with them Vietnamese in it. Yeah, listen, like what he stood for was bigger than boxing. It was about humanity. Oh, what a goal! I feel like my stream is a bit late, but I just saw the goal now. What a strike there from Frimpong. What a goal that was. Arsenal's not celebrating. Maybe he knows his days are numbered right now. What a hit indeed. My guy Frimpong just needs to stay. That's all it is. A lot of people have been making, not sly comments, but I've heard people, saying he doesn't have the technical capabilities and all that stuff. I think he's a good player. He's just not a Trent type of player, right? So if you're not a Trent type of player, you know, that's a bit of a bit of an unrealistic expectation because not many players are like Trent, are they? Let's be honest. So, um, but not in his own right, he's doing a decent job for us. Yeah, as you said, he just needs to stay fit. That's the main thing there. So, totally agree with you. Let's have a look at the first goal. This is the goal I actually missed. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be back very, very short. Bloody hell, what's happened? We just conceded. Let me have a look at the replay, guys. And she just popped out the room for 1 second. Let's have a look. I'm not sure what happened. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, so was like, oh no. Oh, you don't do that on the. Oh no. Oh, so was like, that was awful. Not gonna lie. That's just a poor error. Poor judgment there from Sabozlai. Go forward and clear the ball. Don't try and backheel it to the goalkeeper. That was a bit outrageous for him to do that. Yeah, not a good look, unfortunately. Not a good look. And we just gifted him a goal. Bro, that was his weak foot. Yes. That was Frimpong's weak foot, and he still smashed it in the top bins. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. Big up H Duncan. He says 2-1. Then yeah, 2-1. Unfortunately, we are shocking. No, I wouldn't say we are shocking. It's an individual error. You can't blame that on the whole team or the manager. That's just misjudgment from one player. It doesn't say it's not. It's not a. It's not a. It's not a. It's not a team fault. It's not a coach fault. It's the player. It's an individual mistake. He'll hold his hand up and let people know that he made a mistake there. Sack the coach. Bring his look. I don't disagree with your sentiment, but I want to go based on that goal happening. But I agree with the sentiment, just not in relation to what just happened. I would say. What about this team season? Yo, we haven't been good enough, in my opinion. Not at all. But when we haven't been challenging for the title, that's not good enough for me. You know, the way we spent all that money in the summer, we should be, either at the top or close enough there. So yeah, I agree in that regards. But let's see what FSG does in regards to the managerial position. Are they going to stick to start until the end of the season, or do we go on and appoint Jamie Alonso ASAP? Let's see. Only time will tell. I think as he watching the game. uh, hey, Tucker said, I mean, it's only Barnsley. The thing is, that wasn't a goal from their own work. It was a terrible mistake that you don't really see anyone doing, if I'm being honest with you. It was really, really poor from Szoboszlai. Um, Chiesa, low cross, cleared there. Honestly, we don't like 2-0 leads, don't do it as a team. Whenever we have a 2-0 lead, we just seem to fold. It's like we're allergic to that scoreline. I don't know what it is. Now we presented them to uh now we basically, present them with a bit of a lifeline. I don't know if it's enough to say that they'll get back into the game. Who knows? If they get a lucky moment, then anything can happen. Remember, this is the FA Cup, the cup competition where plenty of magical moments have happened over the years, where you've got the underdogs being on top, against the bigger teams. So you never know. Frimpong driving the ball right now. Oh, I thought that was a shot. The dink cross there. Uh, let's calm down, guys. Yeah, let's take it easy, guys. There's no need to be personal on the chat. Yeah, look, just pass it to Joe Gomez. That's the worst thing he could have done there, honestly. Yeah, there was just no need to do that in that moment because you're still getting pressed by the player. And if you're gonna do it, I don't mean to be silly, but you gotta do it. You gotta make sure you put contact on that ball. Yeah, just very, very poor from Szoboszlai. If I'm being honest with you, not to sound silly, but I'd rather he do it in this game than a Premier League game because the stakes are a little bit higher, in my opinion. So, but he'll learn from that. He'll make sure that he doesn't make silly mistakes like that again. Remember, no player is perfect, so you gotta learn from your mistakes. This crazy moment, there, unfortunately, from Szoboszlai, who got a little bit ahead of himself, but in the end has cost us a goal. So no clean sheet today, unfortunately. It's his flaw. Sometimes gets a bit arrogant. Yeah, yeah. He. I haven't seen that much in a Liverpool shirt. To be fair, he's generally all right in that regards. He doesn't really play the game in such an arrogant way. But I mean, he just was a bit overconfident in that matter where keep it simple, but decided to go with the back heel, and that's not what you do in that position. Got 3 minutes of stoppage time, so almost half time. If anyone was to get a goal for Barnsley, I would have liked it to have been Younger Nathan, who, of course, is a South Asian player that came through the Liverpool ranks. So that would have been a nice one for him. But when I suppose like, cool moment there, he knows it. Like we don't need to tell him. But it's part of the game. These things happen. So yeah, let's see what the second half entails. Oh, that says Rio also needs to cross the ball sooner. Yeah, it's a different level when you're playing. I know this is a League One team, but when a League One team faces a Premier League team, they really step it up. So you've got to be a bit more quicker in terms of your end product. You got to move the ball quicker. And because he's not really playing a lot of first team football, he's still getting accustomed to that way of playing. So yeah, he definitely needs to improve. But he's a kid. He's young. He's 17, so that will take time. Man's doing too many Lucho Diaz tip overs. Yeah, but if you produce the end product, then we won't be complaining. But hopefully, he can learn from that and then grow as a player in the long term. So, so that's half time now. So we'll take a short break. I'll try and get myself a hot drink or something, and then we'll be back in the second half. Watch the rest of the game, and hopefully we'll do match reaction later on this evening as well. So I'll see you guys very, very shortly. Hello guys, welcome back to the second half. Apologies, I lost track of time there. But the second half has begun. 1-0 into the second half. I see Chiesa almost had a shot on goal, but was blocked by the Barnsley defence. Sabozla on the ball. Good cross from Robbo. Taken away by Barnsley defender there. Jones to Sabozlai. Good control from Jones. Rio on the run. Go on, kid. Good piece of skill there. Gakpo. Almost lost it, but kept it in play for us. Abdul says, I want Liverpool to lose this game. Bloody hell. Never want my team to lose. Never, in any situation, want my team to lose. Ozzie on the attack right now. Good touch there from Cleary. Or better. Yoga Nathan. Come on, Frimpong. Got to be stronger in that tackle there. Too easy. Even though he got a touch on the ball, but not enough. Come on, Chiesa. What happened to Cleary there? Foul from Chiesa. Free kick to Barnsley. Free kick to Barnsley on the left-hand side. Chiesa, the clearance. Rio, can he get it? Slightly heavy touch there. Joe Gomez got the final touch there. Robertson, not enough pace on that final ball, unfortunately. Oh, better up against Frimpong again. But I think he's offside. Well, look, he just looks onside there. Even when they present the player on the normal sort of camera view that we have, the telecam view, I think they call it, looks onside. So not sure about that one. Poor referee there. Kay's got a bit of a nosebleed there. Nice ball from Gomez. Actually, well, that was a good ball. Just slightly overplayed there from Rio. I don't know if Rio read it, to be fair. Kane is back on the pitch. It'll be interesting to see who Arsenal brings onto the pitch. Definitely want to see Trainiani. I think he deserves some game time. I'll also say Karen Ramsey. I'd like to get to see him get some game time. Um, or is that a bit of a risky move because we don't have too many right backs at the club? Possibly. As I answered, Yosi, let's say Xabi Alonso does replace Slot. What formation does he implement? So this is a very big conversation that I'd like to have. So I might even do a dedicated show possibly tomorrow. So look out for that. Because I feel that's a very interesting topic there. So if you look at his history at Leverkusen, he played a 3-4-3, from what I recall. One second, guys. Jones, Van Dijk, Gorio, go on, kid. Oh, nice cross there. Very unlucky to find Jones. Looked at about 6 players around him there. So managed to find a cross. All right, exaggeration. About three players. Yeah, 3 players there. I like to uplift my players. I'm not on a slot. I like to, encourage them, gas them up a little bit so I can boost their confidence. I'm not slot, so exaggerated by saying it was 6 defenders. But gotta give the kid the chance. This is a game where he's given that opportunity. And he might not, excelled tremendously, but it's definitely showing his qualities today. Yeah. Now, sorry, back to your point there. Um, so I'll give you like a teaser, and then we'll talk about it in more detail tomorrow as we do a dedicated show. So I think it's going to be interesting. So obviously, at Leverkusen, it was a 3-4-3 formation, and it worked really. When I say 3-4-3, let me rephrase that a little bit. It was a 3-4-2-1 formation, which I think would really work at Liverpool as well if you look at our personnel. So that could definitely be a formation that he can look at. Or he goes to a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 or even a 4-4-2 like he has played at Real Madrid. But I think Alonso will look at the squad and he will pick the best formation based on the players that we have. So it depends how strong Mane is on the defense line. Does he want to play with a back three or back four? That's going to be the key. I think he'll play a back four. Uh, like a four. Maybe that's because of what I want. Maybe like a 4-4-2 diamond, that sort of formation. But at the same time, you can't rule out a back three. So during the show tomorrow, I'll present all of these formations and see how the players fit into those roles. And I think we'll get an answer from there onwards. So personally, I think a 4-4-2 diamond would work. But if not, I can see plan B or the alternative formation being a 3-5-2. Based on based on the fact that we have both Isak and Ekitike at the club. Or he might just keep it old school and say, look, you guys both have to fight for that number 1 spot. Or as in the striker role where whoever's on best form will play. So it might just be as straightforward as that. So it's going to be interesting. But also what Alonso brings is the know-how in terms of what is expected to be a Liverpool player. Of course, being a former player, so he knows what the players have to, produce on the pitch in order to be successful. And of course, with him playing in the Premier League, he'll probably know that a certain formation would work or wouldn't work. I feel like a blend of what he did at Leverkusen and Van Dijk with the volley there. Whew. Before I see my centre back score goals like that, very unlucky there. Um, so if he wants to stick with that back three policy, which I think he probably would, to be fair, and then that way you've got wing backs like Kirkers and Frimpong that really suits their skill set, doesn't it? So that helps us in that regards. But then we might not be blessed with like those kind of forwards. So let's say he becomes manager this month. I think he'll play a different shape this month, and then in the summer it'll be slightly tweaked as well. So the ultimate answer, I would say a 3-5-2 would make sense based on his history. But let's see. Does Van Dijk have the tactical nous to play at the back? Three at the back. Oh, you're saying slot, sorry. I think he does. I just don't think he has the personnel. So that's what I'm saying. If Alonso was to become Liverpool manager, unless he's not backed by the owners, he's not really going to be able to play a back three, if that makes sense. And of course, he can't even play that front two because, of course, Isak is injured. So you don't really need to force a setup when the players aren't available, if that makes sense. So I personally still feel like this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I still feel like we still need to sign a good few players in the next window. And I'm talking about the summer. So I'm talking about 6 players. And that will be another show at some point as well where I analyze the squad and give you my recommendations in terms of who should join and who shouldn't. So that will probably happen, I would say, after the window, just because I'm hoping a miracle happens and Liverpool appoint a new manager, and I'm hoping Liverpool appoint, or shall I say, recruit some players in this current window. So let's see. Uh, but I think he had the personnel, he might have been able to do that. 3-5-2 with Ekitike and Isak, strike partnership on fan side. Yeah, I feel like that could be a possibility. The only thing that will determine that Alonso would, if Alonso expects the two to play together. And even though I rate both players, there is no certainty that they can gel together, in my opinion. I feel like they can because the goal that Isak scored where he got injured, that was down to build up play from Ekitike and Isak on the right hand side, so it did work. But it's something that the manager has to put on the blueprint. Like it has to be like a philosophy of his to make sure that they work together in order to both strikers to work. I think in this day and age, when you've got two strikers like that, you got to try and fit them in the squad. So a 3-5-2, I feel like ticks all the boxes, but that also means that we need to recruit in terms of centre backs. I know we've signed a couple, or should I say, 3 youngsters um, so far in this window. Although I don't think none of them are quite ready for the first team, and one is actually joining later this year in the summer. So let's see. But my prediction, if I was to just if you would say Oz, give me one formation that you think Alonso would play based on his history and his success, I think I think it's a 3-5-2. Oh my god! So was like almost giving a penalty away there. Let's see the replay here. And Ozzie's client playing the conductor role at at the pure number 10 or even a roaming number 10 like the what Muller used to do. Yeah, I agree. I feel like you get the best out of Florian Wirtz in that role. Or even if let's say Alonso thought that, you know what, Ekitike and Isak as a duo, it doesn't work. He might revert to that 3-4-2-1 formation that I mentioned earlier on. So with that, Wirtz as an inside, and I think Salah can play there as well. I really do. Salah can play inside right, in my opinion. And then you have two wing backs in Frimpong and Kirkes. Will be cooking, in my opinion. So there's so much potential quality in the squad. It's just not being utilised because I believe Slot is just not good enough, or he doesn't have the confidence or the tactical nous. Rio's on the ball right now. Hmm. Was this client entering the pitch? Yeah, I see him on the pitch. Let's have a look at the replay. No, I don't think that was a penalty. No, I don't think that was a penalty. I think he fell to ground a long time. Well, there's no VAR today. I don't think he did. I need to see a replay again. Oh, this was got away with that foul. You think that was a penalty, or then? I need to have a look again. From first instance, I don't think it was. I'm gonna have to have a look at the replay there. Hey, bro, look at Swaz's left hand grabbing his shirt. To be fair, they literally, I don't know, as in the footage that we got in the UK, they literally showed it on a very small screen, so I couldn't. Let's have a look. They're showing the replay now. So he grabs his shirt. It would have been soft, but it's clumsy. Yeah, he touched the back of it. But that's because we're seeing this. I don't know. I feel like it's a bit soft. Oh, he does kick his ankle there a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's like if VAR was there, it may have been given. It may have been given. For some puzzle. Not having the greatest days of games so easy. So look. No, I don't think that's a penalty. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it with biased lenses right now. It's so soft to give us a penalty. Look, I get it. There is contact there, but like the contact was made after the ball was gone. Does that make sense? So, because the ball was gone, I don't think it's clear cut. I don't know. Now, big up. So he says, "What? Who's going to win F1's league this season? Floating. Who's winning the F1's league? Who's winning Influence League? Okay, I can answer this one. Who's winning the FA Cup, EFL Cup? So FA Cup. It's too easy. It's too it's too early to say. Um, it tell FA Cup we're in the third round, so we've got to see how things unfold, and it's definitely not going to be United who aren't there. But I can see in terms of the Carabao Cup, I can see Man City winning it. To be honest with you, um, in terms of the FA Cup, let's just say Liverpool. Why not? Oh, Van Dijk just missed an opportunity there. Oh, it says the game's gone softer, and I could see that being given in the Premier. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I feel like when I'm judging these kind of moments, I'm probably thinking with a bit of an old head, where it's like, you would have seen that as a penalty for years in previous years. But yeah, it's one of those where when VAR is not available, it's not available. Simple as that. And I don't think it was clear cut for the referee to make that decision. Um, I still feel like it would have been soft, personally. Because I feel like he was fouled when the ball was away from the player. So you always have to look. Don't just look at the body contact. Look at Where's the ball? The ball was hit forward, and then he was fouled. And I don't feel like the ball was in play either. So I don't know. I love that United season is over and we're still in early January. Yeah, their season is a write off. It really is, and I'm all for it. Let's not be around the bush. It's funny. The commentator says that it was a foul, and then they've asked McManaman and Jolly Rescott, and they said it's no penalty. So it depends on how you view the game. I don't feel like it was a clear cut penalty, and I don't feel like there's such clear contact. Gakpo, Rio, oof, unlucky. Nate, where on earth are you going? Out of position completely. Good cross there from a better. Robertson had to do that. Clay is always going to be the danger man. He's got 11 GA so far this season. He's definitely been one of their prominent players. Taylor does be a bit quiet today, to be fair. He's got 11 goals in League One so far this season. Hey, Phyllis the shot cleared away by Sabos down the line. No one there. Hey, pull past there. Throw it to Liverpool. Has Rio picked up an injury? Come on. Hopefully that's not the case. Sabos like, oh. Us is not the best game from Rio. He's already huffing and puffing. It's only the 71st minute. Man needs to develop better fitness. I hear you, but you know, I've been saying for months. I don't think he's ready yet, and there's nothing to say that he would never be ready. That's not what I'm saying. I feel like he's a young kid. He's 17 years of age. He's still has a lot to learn. Like you said, there's different parts of the game, fitness, stamina, all that sort of stuff. Like when you're playing professional football or you're playing at this level, the highest of levels, you have to be elite in this kind of area. I.e., you've got to make sure you are ready to play full 90 minutes here and there. And I'm not saying he's not capable of doing it. He probably is. He probably just a bit of fatigue today, which is normal. It's not nothing, you know, concerning about that. It happens. We're all human, right? But he still has a lot to learn. He still needs to build on his game. He still needs to learn and develop. He needs to sharpen his tools before he's, given the platform to play in the first team. Now, some may call that negative. That's just me being 100% real there. And they're saying it how it is because I don't feel like we should just sugarcoat it for the sake of it. He's a player that I believe has unbelievable potential. But not everyone is Lamine Yamal. You've got to manage players correctly and you have to manage him like a normal 17-year-old. It is what it is in my regards. Will he be a first team player for the club next season? He has every right. I think he does have a strong chance if he continues to learn and develop and progress. So, yeah, not the best of games today. But I wouldn't, you know, assess him completely based on today. I know what he can bring to the table. I've seen him play for the club numerous times, and I know he's got plenty of ability. And today was just not, he wasn't as impactful as he has been in previous games, and that happens. Now remember, he doesn't play many games. He's training with the first team now, so because he's doing that, he needs to be given minutes, whether it's 20 minutes every game or an hour here and there. Whatever the case, he needs game time as well in order to develop. So this is on the coach, and I feel like if you place the player in your first team squad, you got to treat him equally like everyone else. So when Gakpo's having a poor game, rotate, switch things around, do that, but he hasn't done that. So that's my issue with Slot. That he doesn't utilize the squad very well. Last season was the case, and this season is the same thing. You can't just have faith on your first 11 and maybe three subs. That's not how it works. That's maybe tournament football, but not league football. That's not how it works. Not domestically. You can't do that. Like a TK, nice flick there. Honestly, bro, Slot has the poorest man management and squad usage, isn't it? Yeah, I think he does. I really do. I've never known a coach that really doesn't utilize his squad. And I'm not saying he's got to use everyone to their full capacity. I'm not expecting Endo to play 50 games a season. I'm not saying that. But there's a time and place to rotate your squad. And you have to do it based on, who's playing, who's available. Oh, Florian. That was a poor miss there. Let's have a look. Nah, that's a poor effort. He tried to go to outside the boot. Should have gone with the left foot or the inside boot of your right foot. One of the two. Yeah. Poor choice of execution there from Verts, unfortunately. Oh, there's a Verts, man. There goes Aussie's bonus check for tonight. Yeah, no bonus for me, unfortunately. I'm not liking the way the commentators are like, "Oh, he was arrogant there." Why would someone be arrogant in that moment? Like, trying to shoot, like, obviously, he's a very technically gifted player and has the confidence to score goals with the outside of his boot. But Pastor, oof, just over the bar there. Because obviously, if he pulled it off, then you'll be like amazing, right? So he has the capability of scoring goals like that. So I wouldn't quite say it's arrogant. I just feel like in that moment, it's just a poor choice of going with that technique. Keep it simple. You're literally 2, 3 yards out. Just place it with the left boot, or the inside of your right boot. Just do it that way. How long we got? We've still got about 13 minutes plus stoppage time. Shows the ball. Roberts. Round back to Jones. Oh, it's TK. Roberts to Robbo. Gakpo. Over the bar there. Also, Ozzie, do you see Palace players getting slammed for taking a mid-season holiday to buy? I haven't seen that, to be fair. Bro, they copied their, their idol slightly. The thing is, it's not that uncommon for teams. Okay, I wouldn't go far and say mid-season holiday, but I've seen Liverpool teams over the years that have gone to Dubai or somewhere with a bit more of a hotter climate, like Portugal, for example, for training. Like the whole squad have gone there for warm sort of climate change training. So especially if there's a period of time where they haven't got a lot of games coming up. Um, but I don't know. I don't know the magnitude in terms of the reasoning of that trip there. If it was a holiday, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're living it up. But I don't know. I don't know, to be fair. Hmm. We got Marzi making a substitution. McGoldrick coming on for Keeler Dunn. Also, I just realized because Conor Bradley's injured, there might be a large part of this season or the remaining of this season where Saboza will have to be playing right back, which is not a welcomed sight. But hey, we've got to do what's best for the team as well, I guess. Clearance there from the goalkeeper, Cooper. Mm. Up on the right hand side. That has been so ineffective, honestly. Oh, good flick there. But that's my client right there. Fantastic goal by Florian Wirtz. Right in the top bins. That's my client. There we go. There goes that bonus check for Ozzy. Let's go. Let's go indeed. I'm expected to see that bonus in the mail very, very soon. Shout out to Florian. What a finish that was from the German wonder kid there. Wirtz. Round of applause there from H. Duncan there. And Abdul giving us an update on the scoreline. 3-1 to the Reds. Lovely finish. Oh, exquisite. Jones, lovely pick. This is what Eketiga does excellently, in my opinion. Really, really good in this sort of flicks and layoffs to players around him. And Florian Wirtz turns and shoots. What a finish that was. What a finish. Mate, oh, Van Dijk. Lovely touch from Jones. Look at that. Great play from Jones, honestly. He's been very impressive today. Wilson. Oh, Ekitike. Lackluster play there. Come on, grab it back. Liverpool just losing control of the game right now. Yoga Nathan to Cleary. Good cross from Cleary. Cleared away by Van Dijk. Good defensive play there from Szoboszlai. Cleared away by Ekitike. I can see Trenioni. Oh, for about a few minutes. Should have been brought on a long time ago, to be fair, but hey, it's Arnold Slot. What do we expect? Uh, Bosses, big up Bosses, get this board prick out FFS. Yeah, I'm not surprised by your take there. And yeah, look, I agree, especially with the breaking news today. Liverpool need to get that together and sack the coach and get his replacement in the same week. It's a possibility. Alan says, are you planning to host a live open video chat with your LFC? What do you mean, Abdul? I'm not entirely sure. Um, live open video chat. Not sure what you mean, Abdul. If you mind clearing up, I'll answer that question again. Man of the man shouts Ozzie. I'd go for Jones. Look, I think that's what TNT Sports are doing. I agree. I think Jones has been fantastic today. Um, so yeah, I think in terms of today's film, I have to give it to Jones. I think Jones has been really good. Hang on, Liverpool on the counter. Go on, Florian. Ah, kid, come on. You gotta shoot. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Go do better. With fans, I just hmm, I just referring to like a normal show that I do with Liverpool fans. Yeah, I've got a match reaction show. What time? What time is it? Match is nearly finishing, so I'll probably be back in about an hour or so. And we'll do the match reaction. Plus we'll talk about the breaking news today and how that aligns with the current team, the current situation. Uh, so yeah, I'll have a show later on today as well. James is a bit. All these, aren't we? No, we're not. We're all Liverpool on this channel. Capo. Claire has been given man of the match by Ali McCoist. How are you going to give man of the match to the losing team? That doesn't make sense. So, yeah, make of that what you will. Free kick for Liverpool. Suppose I had to take. Clear by Kojic. Oh, can I take it out, please? Benioni. I was saying we're supposed to be the media darlings. Exactly. Make it make sense. Good touch from Sabozlai. What? Marley on the counter. O'Keefe. Corner kick for Barnsley. Cleared by Liverpool. Oh, decent cross from Cleary. Oh, did we just score? I wasn't even paying attention. That's how I actually missed the goals on my phone, which you shouldn't do on the watch along. Let's have a look. So was like he's on side. He's on side. Verts. Lovely, lovely there. Look at that. Goal and assist for my client. And Ekitike returns to the team, scoring the goals like he has done this season. Great finish, great strike, and a great way to wrap up the game today. Honestly, he will not take a shot off, mate. It's only Barnsley. Yeah, please don't take a shot off in any situation because then we'll get a yellow card. 2 GA for Aussie's client tonight. Need to see it against Burnley. Yes, we do. Definitely do. But this is a great start, and hopefully we can get a better performance. So well done, clearly swapping shirts right now. But that is the final whistle. Liverpool 4, Barnsley 1. So a nice win at Anfield. Wow. So not a bad result today at all. Score coming from both. Does Xavi stress out Slot Ozzie? I would assume so. I wouldn't be stressed out if I was on a slot, knowing that a lot of people's first choice has just become available or he's back in the market. So I would be stressed. But yeah, let's see what the future holds in regards to Liverpool's managerial position. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now to the upcoming shows. I plan on doing one in about an hour's time, maybe just before an hour. Um, we'll do a quick review. Excuse me. We'll do a quick review of this game, and then we will do play ratings, and then we'll talk about the breaking news. That's going to be the big talking point, I would say, in the match reaction show. That will probably overshadow today's victory. But hey, we got to talk about it. So let's talk about Alonso being sacked by Real Madrid. Does that mean Liverpool going to make that move? We'll have that discussion later on today. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.